Most people believe their cat chose them. Out of everyone in the house, you were special, different, trusted. That belief feels intimate, personal. It flatters the human ego in a quiet, comforting way. We imagine some invisible evaluation took place, that kindness, gentleness, or love tipped the scale in our favor. But biology tells a colder story. Your cat didn't choose you. Your nervous system triggered something ancient in her brain. A survival calculation, a risk assessment, a quiet internal verdict that had nothing to do with affection. And once that switch flipped, there was no undo button. The human ego trap. Why we mistake regulation for love. Humans crave selection. We want to believe loyalty is earned through goodness, empathy, or care. That being nice is what bonds others to us. But cats don't bond through morality. They bond through predictability, your tone, your movement speed, your breathing rhythm, the way you enter a room, the way you sit down. These are not emotional traits. They are survival data. Your cat didn't fall in love. She stabilized. The neurological filter. What your cat actually sees when she looks at you. Cats evolved to read nervous systems, not faces. Facial expressions mean very little to an animal whose survival once depended on micro signals, tension in muscles, changes in pace, breath irregularity. Studies in feline behavior show cats gravitate toward humans with low emotional volatility, predictable movement, consistent routines. To a cat's brain, emotional stability equals safety. You are not comforting. You are non-threatening. That difference matters more than affection ever could. Why the cat ignores nice people. Affection without consent is instability. Loud affection is a red flag in feline psychology. Forced petting, sudden hugs, excited voices, unpredictable grabbing. These behaviors activate threat assessment. This is why the cat avoids the person trying the hardest. Why enthusiasm repels instead of attracts. Affection without consent is chaos, and chaos is unsafe. The safe base effect. Why your cat leaves, but always comes back. When a cat bonds with you, she doesn't cling, she explores. This is known as the secure base effect. Your presence gives her permission to leave, because return is guaranteed. Dependency is not loyalty, confidence is. Scent is stronger than memory. More than your face, cats recognize chemical signatures before visuals. Your smell equals safety, food access, rest. When a cat sleeps on your clothes, she is reinforcing chemical ownership. This is not comfort behavior. It is territorial stability. Why the bond is hard to transfer. Once a neural safety pathway is formed, it resists replacement. This is why cats ignore new partners, why rehoming is traumatic, why trust does not reset easily. The attachment is not emotional, it's neurological mapping. The dark side of being chosen. When attachment becomes stress. Being the primary attachment figure carries risk. If your routine changes, if your mood destabilizes, if your stress spikes, your cat absorbs it. Her stress mirrors yours. You are her nervous system anchor, and anchors feel every storm. How to keep the bond healthy. Predictable routines, respect for space, calm interaction. That is how loyalty survives decades. Why kittens bond differently. Kittens don't bond the way adult cats do. Early attachments form through imprinting. Who feeds, who cleans, who is present during vulnerability. This bond feels emotional, but it's developmental wiring. Adult cats, however, bond through regulation. That's why a rescued adult may attach deeply to one person and remain distant from everyone else forever. The silent test. Knowing cats test humans constantly, not with tricks but with observation. How you respond when they walk away. Whether you punish distance, whether you allow refusal. Every ignored call, every denied pet, every moment of restraint. Past tests build safety. Why your cat watches you sleep. When your cat watches you sleep, she is not admiring you. She is monitoring. Sleep is vulnerability. And her nervous system tracks whether your body remains predictable. Steady breathing equals safety. Sudden movement equals alert. Trust does not switch off vigilance. It reduces it. The myth of unconditional love. Dogs forgive disruption. Cats adapt or detach. Missed routines. Sudden moves. Emotional chaos. Each one creates microfractures in safety. Cats don't punish, they withdraw. What your cat teaches about human bonding. Connection. Cats reveal an uncomfortable truth. Love does not come first, safety does. Only after safety is consistent does attachment emerge. This applies far beyond animals. Why this truth makes people uncomfortable. This idea threatens the human need to feel exceptional. People want to believe love is a reward for goodness, not the absence of threat. When cats expose this illusion, the ego resists. Being safe feels passive, not heroic. It suggests connection can exist without intention or effort. It removes the fantasy that affection is earned through moral superiority. Instead, it frames bonding as a biological response. That feels dehumanizing to many people because it implies love is not always conscious, and that truth is difficult to sit with. The difference between being loved and being safe. Love is emotional and unstable by nature. Safety is boring, repetitive, and quiet. Love seeks closeness, reassurance, and validation. Safety allows distance without fear of loss. Love reacts, safety absorbs. Cats choose environments that reduce internal alertness. They are not chasing warmth, they are avoiding threat. A safe presence lowers cortisol before it raises oxytocin. That order matters more than feelings. Without safety, love never survives. Why this bond outlasts emotions. Emotions are short-lived neurological states. Safety is long-term neural wiring. Once a cat maps you as non-dangerous, that pathway persists. Even conflict rarely erases it completely. This is why cats remember safe humans for years. It's why reunion behaviors happen after long separations. The bond is stored beneath memory and mood. It doesn't rely on daily reinforcement. It survives change better than affection. Because survival systems evolve to endure. How humans accidentally break cat trust. They demand affection instead of allowing it. They punish distance with guilt or force. They confuse attention with attachment. They disrupt routines without warning. They project emotions onto an animal that doesn't process them. They escalate energy when calm is needed. They mistake tolerance for invitation. They ignore subtle signals of overstimulation. They prioritize their feelings over the cat's safety. And trust erodes quietly, not dramatically. Why cats prefer quiet people. Quiet bodies move predictably. Predictability lowers defensive vigilance. Loud humans introduce sudden variables. Sudden variables trigger threat assessment. Cats do not relax around chaos. They track micro movements and tone shifts. Silence communicates control and awareness. Stillness signals emotional regulation. Calm people feel readable to cats, and readability equals safety. What happens when you stop trying? The nervous system relaxes when pressure disappears. The cat no longer needs to manage your expectations. Choice becomes genuine instead of defensive. Approach happens organically. Distance stops being monitored. Trust grows without negotiation. The bond deepens quietly. There is no performance involved, only coexistence. And coexistence is where attachment lives. The lesson most people miss. Connection is not created by effort alone. It begins with internal regulation. Your state affects others before your actions do. Safety is felt, not explained. This applies to animals and humans alike. Attachment follows nervous system compatibility. Not everyone can bond deeply, and that's not failure. It's biology recognizing mismatch. Cats reveal this without politeness. Final truth. You were not chosen because you are special. You were chosen because your nervous system felt survivable. You moved through the world without sharp edges, without emotional whiplash, without forcing closeness before safety existed. To a cat, an animal engineered by evolution to distrust, to scan, to hesitate, your presence reduced the cost of staying alive. That is not romance. That is regulation. Your cat did not love you first. She tolerated you. Then she trusted you. And only after safety became predictable did attachment quietly take root. This is the bond humans misunderstand. Because it doesn't feel flattering. It feels mechanical, cold, unsentimental. But to a species that survives by caution, choosing you as a safe constant is the highest commitment possible. Not devotion, not affection, stability. If this changed how you see your cat or how you see attachment itself, pause before the next pet, before the next call, before the next attempt to be liked. Stability is invisible, but it's what every nervous system is searching for. Subscribe for more uncomfortable animal truths and stories that expose what bonding really means, not just with cats, but with ourselves.